Good day and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today we are continuing our ongoing coverage of the civil war taking place inside of the former state of Ethiopia and some very big developments in the last 24 hours to report. We'll first start off with a battlefield assessment of what is happening. So, if we recall, several months back, when the Tigrayan Defense Forces launched its counter invasion after evicting the Eritrean army and the Abiy Loyalist forces from Tigray, we saw this very successful counteroffensive be launched by Tigrayan Defense Forces, taking many cities to include Kobo, Weldiya, Mercer, Wachale, Haik, and then eventually going all the way down to Desse, Kombolcha, Kamise, and meeting up with the OLA. That operation took weeks, and right now, through what appears to be some very good preparation by the Tigrayan Defense Forces. We had been hearing over the course of the last few months during this somewhat of a ceasefire that has taken place. We have seen a tenacious buildup by the forces of the Tigrayan army in preparation to break the Anaconda strategy that is being utilized by the Abiy Loyalist forces and the Eritrean state to block off much-needed food and other aid into the Tigray region. And we have seen this recent offensive by the Tigrayan Defense Forces appear right now, at least on the surface, to be more successful and advancing more quickly than the first counter-invasion that took place several months ago. And the TDF appears to be making much quicker progress, and again, that is through the buildup of forces and the apparent preparation that has occurred prior to launching this attack, which is about 3 or 4 days old right now. But right now, what we're hearing is that the Tigrayan Defense Forces are now encircling the town of Weldiya. Now, there have been some news reports circulating that Tigrayan Defense Forces actually seized control and entered Weldiya. We cannot confirm that as of yet, and we don't believe that has happened. But what we do know is Tigrayan Defense Forces are moving west and east and are looking to envelop Weldiya as we speak. And we could see Weldiya fall much quicker than it did last time when the Tigrayan Defense Forces took control of Weldiya. There's some talk that Weldiya could fall within the next 48 hours, quite possibly, but we'll continue to watch that and see what happens. But at least initially, it looks like the Abiy Loyalist forces were simply not ready to be hit the way that they were hit by this Tigrayan army that crossed the border, seized control of Kobo. We saw reconnaissance forces move into Kobo Robit. We then saw some Amharan militias possibly try to push those reconnaissance elements out. And then we saw the main body of the Tigrayan army then evict permanently, or at least apparently permanently, those Amhara and remnants of the Abiy Loyalist forces from Kobo Robit. And again, right now, those forces are continuing, meaning TDF forces are continuing to rapidly advance south, southwest, and east of Weldiya, looking to gain control of Weldiya, quite possibly rather quickly. But again, the reports on the ground say that the intel that we're getting indicates that the Abiy Loyalist forces, aka the ENDF, took a beating near Kobo and east of Kobo, and they have been running south very, very quickly for the vast 24 hours. They do not appear to be a cohesive force at this point. It looks like they have been defeated in the battlefield, and they are trying to get south as quick as they can to get out of the way of this Tigrayan army that's shooting south very, very quickly. So now the question is how quickly is this going to unfold? Could we see a quickening of the conflict where we see the Tigrayan Defense Forces rapidly moving south, taking control of Desse, Kombolcha, and will they stop this time? Will they stop? Are there plans to finish this once and for all and put an end to the Abiy Ahmed regime? Hard to say, but right now, at least on the surface, that looks like the way this is heading. And at the same time, it looks like the government of Abiy Ahmed himself, has took off to Algeria, quite possibly seeking assistance, direct assistance from the Algerian military. Look, the Algerian military, a very, very capable force, has a lot of weapon systems that it possesses. And they also have drone capability, they have airstrike capability, and a host of other options that they could lend over to the Abiy regime. But that's where Mr. Abiy is right now. He's run off to Algeria, and all apparent reports indicate that he is seeking some sort of emergency aid from the Algerian military because of what is happening on the ground right now inside of the former state of Ethiopia. But again, we're going to continue to monitor very, very closely. Again, TDF units on the outskirts of Weldiya, encircling the city and getting ready to enter the city quite possibly. Additionally, they are continuing, meaning the Tigrayan Defense Forces, are continuing to move south, west, and southeast as they continue this apparent drive, quite possibly towards the capital, Addis Ababa, also known as Finfine. And another issue that is probably not being looked at as well is the Oromo Liberation Army. Don't count those guys out. They could make a move, and what I'm hearing right now is they are getting very, very active and are keeping all eyes on Finfine or Addis Ababa. So again, we will continue to watch what's going on, report, and bring you more content for your consumption. Thanks for joining us, and always have a good day.